Welcome to lesson number 12, gentle communication to get your needs met. It's taken me a long time to learn this one, but if we want someone to listen to us, like really listen and actually care how we feel, it really helps to take a gentle approach because every human being on earth is sensitive. All of us. We are all sensitive to criticism. We are all sensitive to feeling like we messed up or we've disappointed someone. That's a very human thing. Have you ever met someone who genuinely enjoyed being criticized in a harsh way? I haven't. You probably haven't met someone like that. And if you have, that's a real rarity. I mean, think about it. How do you want to be spoken to? Gently or hissed at, accused, berated? And yet, I'll be honest, I'm guilty of sometimes charging in with the cavalry to try and get my way by being loud, being aggressive, and expressing anger. Sometimes I do this because I'm afraid I won't be heard if I don't show up really loud and aggressively. And I used to feel like my anger would somehow protect me. But if I'm being honest, mostly all it did was trigger the other person and make it harder for me to get my needs met. And this is true at work, in personal relationships, friendships, neighbors. And to be clear, I'm not saying that anger is never an appropriate emotion. And I'm definitely not talking about abusive situations where you're being chronically mistreated. Unless I state otherwise in these videos that I share, my advice is always meant to apply to improving an already safe situation. In my experience, when we get really angry and reactive, it's generally not been a very effective way to get what I want, especially when it comes to personal relationships with people that I want to feel close to. So what does gentle communication look like then? Here's what it looks like for me. If I'm angry, I process that anger on my own until I get some clarity about why I'm truly upset. What is this trigger really about? How do I feel and what would I like to see happen in the future? I don't personally like to bring up a big problem with someone if I haven't given it any time or dedication to think it through about what I'm actually upset about and what are some possible solutions. I just feel like that's respectful. Then I take ownership of how I feel. Instead of saying, you did this to me, you hurt me, you screwed up, you messed up, I own my own feelings directly and say, I feel hurt when fill in the blank. What I would love to see happen instead is, XYZ. The best part of this is that the other party cannot debate how you feel. However you feel is never up for debate, and it can't be wrong because you're not claiming this is a factual thing. This is just how you're feeling inside. And they get to have their feelings too, of course. But you aren't claiming that they did something awful to you. You're simply stating how you feel about this situation. We don't need to call anyone any names. We don't attack their worth. We don't question their intelligence or their good intent. We simply share what we're experiencing. And in a healthy relationship, the more gently we can deliver our message, generally the softer and better received and reciprocated your message will be. So here's the work. The next time we feel triggered, instead of going off with a barrage of insults or accusations or passive aggressiveness, let's first self-regulate, breathe, get still, and then thoughtfully and vulnerably express how we feel without blaming the other party for forcing us or making us feel that way. The irony is that they're more likely to listen and care about how you feel if you aren't claiming that they're at fault. Because when we attack others, they naturally get defensive and they'll want to start making excuses instead of listening. So this is really in our own best interest to take this approach. So do the other party and especially yourself a favor and don't turn these conversations into a battle. Just be your naturally sweet, soft, kind-hearted self and dare to share in a way that isn't attacking them or accusing anyone, and just see how it goes. Love to hear your comments. I'm Bex Sato. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you soon. Love you.